A few days ago, I met some girls at the shopping center and I asked them to help me with ideas for a story. And this is what we came up with. One day, a little girl named Emma went to visit her grandfather at his farm. She loved to go to Grandpa's house. He had horses and chickens and a dog and cat and even a mouse that she liked to play with. Well, her favorite place to go was in the barn because she could stand around and see all the horses, and one horse in particular she really loved. And she would go visit this horse every time she went there. When breakfast was over, she'd go out and do her chores, and then she'd go straight to the barn. Well, one day when she was in the barn visiting with this horse that she liked so much, the horse was making a funny noise, like something was bothering him. So she opened the stall and went inside, and she looked around. She didn't see anything, but he kept moving his back legs. So she peered around the back of this horse, and what do you suppose she saw? Something pink. It was a pink unicorn. Ah! I can't believe it, she said. I've never seen a unicorn. I've always heard they weren't really real. Oh, he's gorgeous. Well, Emma scared him. Emma went around to the back to see this unicorn more closely, and it startled the unicorn, and he ran out of the stall and ran into the woods, and she lost him. Well, she was going to follow him. But just then, Grandpa comes out and says, "Emma, lunchtime." Oh, Emma knew she'd have to go in and go to lunch. So she went inside, she ate her lunch, and she said, "Grandpa, do you believe in unicorns?" He said, "Oh, honey, unicorns aren't real. That's just a story that little kids hear." So Emma didn't say anything because she wasn't sure what Grandpa would say if she told him what she saw. So after lunch, she got a few chores she had to do then. Then she decided when she was finished that she was going to go into the woods and see if she couldn't find that unicorn. So that's exactly what she did. She went down into the woods and followed the path that went down to the creek, looking on both sides. She walked slowly. She looked on both sides to see if she could see this unicorn. But it wasn't anywhere. What should I do to find a unicorn? How do you trap a unicorn? But I really don't want to trap him. I just want to see him. I want to visit with him. I want to touch him. So she headed down the path a little bit further, and a little bit further, and a little bit further, and soon she had gone too far. She turned around, and she said, it's getting dark, and I'm not sure I can find my way home. So she turned around and tried to follow the path like she did when she came, but she got lost. It was getting dark. She was lost. It wasn't a familiar area. She didn't know what to do. She fell to the ground and she started to cry. She put her hands up to her face and she covered them as tears just ran down her cheeks. Well, suddenly, something brushed up against her. What is this? She moved her hands and she looked around, and right beside her was the pink unicorn. Oh, it was beautiful, and it didn't move. She could touch it. She petted it. Oh, it was so sweet. And then the strangest thing happened. He said, "Are you all right?" Ah! Can that unicorn talk? It was amazing. She said, "Yes, you talk." He said, "Are you lost?" She said, "Yes." "Well, climb on my back and hold on to my horn, and I will take you home." So they went through the forest back to the farmhouse, and while they were there, the sun was just beginning to set. And Emma turned around. She said, "Oh, thank you so much for bringing me home. I hope the next time I come to see Grandpa that you will come and visit me again." The unicorn said nothing. but he tapped his horn against the ground, and from his horn, up into the sky, came the most beautiful rainbow you've ever seen. Just then, Grandpa came out. The unicorn ran into the forest and disappeared. Grandpa said, "Time for dinner." And Emma said, look up in the sky." Grandpa looked up and he was shocked. He said, "This can't be happening. The sun is setting. You can't have a rainbow without the sun." He said, "I'm going to get my camera." He ran in the house to get his camera. By the time he came out, the rainbow had faded. Well, that night when Emma went to bed, before she fell asleep, she thought, I hope the next time I come to Grandpa's house, I can see that unicorn again and we can become friends. Emma fell asleep dreaming about her unicorn. Do you believe in unicorns?